Hi, Mike Gazzarello. I'm our Managing Director of Sales for Automotive here at Delaware, North America. I'm co-presenting today with Jeff Taylor, our Director of Fast Solutions. And today we're here to demo our Fast Global Trade Services solution. So before we begin, I'd like to give kind of an introduction to what we're offering and the value that it brings to the customer. What we're offering is a very complete, out-of-the-box implementation of Global Trade Service. We're utilizing SAP best practices layered on top of IP that we've created and pre-configured solutions to deliver like I said, complete global trade solution to your business to reduce risk and to bring shorter time to the implementation. So ultimately what you get from that, you're gonna get some configurations, some reduction or elimination in the need to configure license types, as well as a faster time to value. So a couple to walk through the contents of this presentation. There's about 5 areas of functionality that we'd like to show you. And then we'll end with an audit report that is also available in our solution. The first area that we're gonna take a look at, so over the span of this, we're gonna take a look at pre-screening lists, denied parties, compliance checks and sales orders, and compliance checks on POs and the blocks associated with all of them to, again, reduce risk and make better business decisions as you go through a process of working with suppliers and customers. So the first process we're gonna walk you through is our denied party list with pre-screening. So Delaware will help you set up the flows from whatever data sources that you're using to set up the flows where all your denied party lists are coming from to your GTS solution. Once that's integrated, it's a one and done solution for us, or at least we hope so. We'll take all your data sources and automate the flows that those data sources of denied parties and pre-screen lists go to your GTS solution. Once that's complete, we're going to take you through a denied party list with pre-screening from a business partner side. So this is a business partner would be created in S4. This is essentially a company name and an address. We'll take you through the blocks associated with the name and address. We will review the block, and then we will complete the block. So I'm gonna have Jeff Taylor take over from here.
So I'm Jeff Taylor. I'm the solution architect with Delaware, but I'm also responsible for our fast solutions. So what you're looking at here is a screen of the Fiori apps that are associated with GTS. And there's 3 of them that we're gonna use for this part of the process. So if you create a new customer, if there's any part of their address that is a potential match for something on the sanctioned party list, they're going to be automatically blocked. You're not going to be able to use them in the sales order. And so now I need to resolve, is that a true block? Or is it a close proximity, but it's not they're not truly on the sanctioned party list? Okay, so we're going to start the demo. And we first let's look at the block partners. And so here we see customer number 148, Luka Kariznik, and their address. And now I'm going to go actually look at the business partner record and look at the address that's there. And then I'm going to compare that to what's on the sanctioned party list. So I can filter by country to narrow it down. And indeed, Luka Kariznik is a denied party, a sanctioned party. And so now I'm going to go in and manage my block partner, and I'm going to update the block, and I can add a comment. And here I'm going to confirm that the block is a true match, and therefore this is a bad actor. We don't want to do business with them. And now you can see that the check block is confirmed. And this concludes this part of the sanctioned party list screening for new customers.
Thanks, Jeff. Next, we're gonna walk you through a sales order compliance check. So this process is to manage blocks from the sales order perspective, right? So anything that you are about to sell also is something that needs to be considered for risk reduction in a global trade, in the global trade services solution. So we're going to start with the sales order that's created. We're going to look at the license types needed. We're going to manage an order block in the Manage Block Documents Fiori tile. We're going to select a license type associated with the block, and then we are going to release the order block. Now I'm going to turn it over to Jeff to show you what it looks like in the system.
Thank you, Mike. So in the first section of the demo, we showed you a denied party list for the customer, which we blocked. And so now we've selected we've created a sales order for export with a customer that's not on the sanctioned party list, but the export was automatically blocked because for a reason, and we're not sure why, so we're going to delve into that. So the first thing I'm going to do is manage my export declarations. Before I do that, I'm going to update my sales order to confirm the export quantity, and when I go to hit save, it automatically triggers a legal block. If there were no issues, it would just sail right through. So this is, again, GTS is acting like a safeguard for your business. It's protecting you. So now I can go in and look at my particular sales document, and I can look at, confirm the product, check the log, and drill down into the legal regulation and the regulation types. And again, this is part of our pre-configured solution. This takes weeks to configure, so you get this for free with FAST. We drill down into the IVL license type, right? And we realize that there's a missing export order. So I need to create a license, and normally this takes some period of time, but magically, Mike and I have one here at the ready. Export licenses do have an expiration date, so I need to enter that in. And then I can check the attributes of the license, so the foreign trade organization, the value of the order, the materials that are involved, the export control class. I can look at the country of departure, which is Germany, and also the partner that I'm trying to ship it to. Right. Now, to complete this, I need to enter in the license number. And then I can also upload the actual license to this license record. So I have a copy of that on file too. And then when I go back, it appears that the block is still in place, but I want to rerun the check. So now I'm going to recheck the document, and the export license is in place, it sails right through. And so if that had been in place to begin with, this would never have happened. So now we're going to go and look at the actual licenses that are available. And again, they're by regulation and license type. And if I drill into the actual license itself, and I can do this either by managing export declarations or by managing my licenses. If I simply select display, I can see everything I've shown you before, but now that license is actually assigned to an export order, right? And so as my exports against that license accrue, I will see additional assignments against that license. So you have a complete tracking history of how that license is used for every export order, and you can confirm that in fact you were in control, that these customers that you exported to were on a sanctioned party list, and therefore you avoid fines.
So we walked through a block on the business partner and on the sales order. Now we're going to show you a PO compliance check, so on the purchase order side of the house. So we're going to start with a purchase order creation. We're going to block the purchase order, review the block in GTS, again in the Managed Block Documents tile. We're going to make a release decision on that block, and then we are going to confirm the release of the block on the PO side. I'll turn it over to Jeff to show you what it looks like in the system.
Thank you, Mike. So he's given you an overview of how the PO compliance check works. Right. So this runs in the background, and if you're not dealing with someone that's on the sanctioned party list, you'll never see this functionality appear. But if you are, again, this is a safeguard. So we're starting with a purchase order and a supplier, and when I go to hit save, it automatically invokes that sanctioned party list check, and if they show up on there, it's going to block my purchase order. So now I want to drill in and understand why. So I can do this by regulation. I go to the sanctioned party list and display the documents that are blocked. And I see here it's blocked for sanctioned party list screening. There's the supplier Aero System Corporation. And I can go in and look at that record in more detail and confirm that Air Systems Aviation, West 36th Street, and I can check the status. And in fact, they are on the sanctioned party list. So they're not someone I want to do business with. So I'm going to confirm the block in the system. It's a true match. I can confirm that block, and we should not be doing future business with the supplier until they get off the sanctioned party list.
So thanks for showing us what the PO block looks like, Jeff. So the last piece that we wanted to talk about in functionality of GTS is the order block notification in EWM. We do not have something to specifically show in the system on this one. This is kind of a notification that happens in the background, but I think it's important to share with the audience that utilizing GTS in your SAP environment will automatically, if you block something in GTS, it'll automatically block an outbound delivery in your EWM instance. This is basically a risk check or a compliance check to reduce risks. And I wanted to let the audience know there's no workarounds. So if an order is blocked or a business partner is blocked, the warehouse can't go and just make up an outbound delivery and send something or ship or sell something to these denied parties anyway. So again, the benefit or the value for the customer is that you don't have to worry about what's going on in the warehouse. If the block is created in GTS on any of the functionalities or the sales order, purchase order, or business partner we talked about, that'll automatically block the warehouse from making an outbound delivery. And then last, we're going to walk through the audit report. One of the values, the benefits of GTS that will stand up for our customer is the audit report. The audit report is all sorts of trails and reports to identify users, times, dates associated with blocks, reasoning why blocks were created, and then give your executives or your decision makers a better dashboard to identify all blocks, the reasons for the blocks, and make better decisions around working with some of these blocked countries or parties. So we'll talk about the audit trail, and now Jeff will show you a demo of the audit report and the audit trails.
Thank you, Mike. So again, in the audit reports, there are several here. We can display audit trails by partners. We can look at documents, or we can look at the audit trail based on addresses, either general or external addresses. We're going to display the audit trail by partners, and we can see here we can filter based on the regulation, and we can look at all the entries that have been made against that, and the ones that are checked in green were okay. The ones that have a red X aren't, and here is the Luka Korezdik that we confirmed in the original sales order block. They are on the sanctioned party list. I can see who made that confirmation match. Now I can display audit trails by document. Again, I'm using the sanctioned party list, and I want to filter and look at the ones that are blocked. So in this case, I'm blocking orders with Triless Petrochemical Corporation, and there's a number of them here, which begs the question in why you continue to try to do business with the supplier. But the audit trails give you a way of being able to monitor what's happening with respect to compliance checks and more efficiently run your business. And so here we're verifying the same thing, just using address match screening general checks. And again, I can see who actually made the recording blocks. And so I have a complete log, the blockage history tracking, who interacted with those blocks, who made the dispositions. Could be that you actually made a mistake. And so the ability to verify the address is an exact match is a useful audit in and of itself. But this also serves as a log of the transactional history, which orders were blocked, and it allows you to drill into that and more effectively manage your business by selecting customers and or suppliers.
Thanks for showing us the audit reports, Jeff. So some key takeaways around GTS and what Delaware is providing to our customers. We're here to boost your time to value with a pre-configured solution that checks all of your compliance boxes around global trade. We're validating every order against the latest regulations So you're having continued data flows from your data sources for denied parties and pre-screened lists that you don't have to manage. You don't have to go back and re-implement or optimize in the future. So you're saving time, you're saving money around the implementation of global trade services. And we're enabling your supply chain to make better business decisions by utilizing the audit reports where you're having issues with blocks and reduce risks around denied parties. Again, the regulatory compliance is really the main value driver of GTS, and we want to make sure that the business has the right visibility into these global trade decisions, because there's hefty fines and legal consequences that come from users selling denied parties or using denied parties that are suppliers. We have an automotive customer, for example, that said if you sell a car to a denied party, it's a $2 million fine. So we want to ensure that you have the proper license types to release blocks the right way, the legal way, including if you wanted to add something like a DOT license type for automotive, that is also an option. And here we're coming to the end of our presentation. You have my information, Jeff's information, and our Platinum GTS consultant, Jim Riper, who's been doing global trade services for 30 years now, who's the man behind building the pre-configured solution. So if you ever need to get a hold of us, feel free.